He hosts a show called the NYC Shakedown. It is John Hedrick!
Thank you. Oh my guys. Guys, keep it going for Michael Aber. Yes. Phenomenal. Give it up for Jonathan and Clara. They killed it. That was dope. Yes. All right, how's everyone doing? We doing okay? Yes? Is everyone surviving the holidays? Yeah? Fuck me, I guess. All right, we don't have to talk. Fine. I get it. I had a good Thanksgiving, but I was in court last week. It was ridiculous. I was in a car accident and this guy denied responsibility, so I sued his ass. And I won. I won the court case. Yes. Thank you. Very stoked. I pulled up to court in this nice suit, and the guy I sued, he pulled up in white Air Force Ones. I leaned over to my lawyer. I was like, I think we got this. I think we'll be okay. So here's what happened. The person I sued, he was driving, and he rear-ended the person in front of him, and he rear-ended the person in front of him so hard that it rear-ended into me, and he just kept rear-ending us until he had an orgasm. It was crazy. My first three-way ended in a lawsuit. Terrible. Super bummed out. But I mean, am I bummed out that I got in this human centipede of a car accident? Not really. You know why? Because just like the real life human centipede, thank God I was a dude in the front. Thank God. It's funny, I do not belong in court whatsoever. Like, I was like cracking jokes the whole time. Like, my lawyer, he leaned over to me, he was like, you know your testimony, right? And I was like, I know my testimony, but if they make me wear the glove, we're screwed, man. Like, if it fits, we can't acquit, dude. Like, I don't know. It's also like, I don't belong in court. Like, we called like 4 or 5 witnesses to the stand, and every time they left the stand, I was like, yo, good set, and I started clapping. Like, I didn't belong there. Thank God we won, though. Thank God, because I was so drunk at the scene of the accident. It was cool. I had to go to Maryland for court. Is anyone here from Maryland? Keep it that way. Cool. No, that's my fucking roommate. Maryland is a boring place. Alex, you think Maryland's a boring place? Shut up. Don't. I'm asking you to tee me up. We talked about this before. You're a plant. You're supposed to be. No, I'm just kidding. Maryland is a very boring place. Here's how boring I can describe it. Do you know those like BDSM personality tests that you can take? Do you know what I'm talking about? The ones where you take out to find out if you're like a sub or a dom or just like a normie. And do you know what I'm talking about? The most normal categorization you can get for that BDSM personality test is vanilla switch. And if you get that, you're automatically registered to vote in Maryland. That's how it works. Maryland is a boring place. I also think it's really funny. Those BDSM tests are so biased. Like, the questions are like, do you like eye contact during sex? Do you like words of affirmation during sex? Do you like being locked in a cage? Like, and then they're like, you don't like being locked in a cage? Vanilla switch! That's ridiculous. Maryland's boring. It's a boring place. There's not much to do there. My family's from Maryland, and they're boring. Sorry, they're boring. Like, my sister's creative outlet was swimming growing up. Like, they're boring people. All right, my sister's here. Sorry, they're boring. Here's how I can describe how boring they're. They're not good at being creative. Like, my family has like this weird naming thing. Like, my dad's name is John Charles, my brother's name is Jason Charles, and my first dog's name was Charlie. Take a leap, bro. Like, just take a chance. Like, I just don't understand why my family's so weird. Like, and honestly, I'm gonna spend the next 20 minutes or so just trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know. I don't understand them. Like, my mom is Chinese and my dad is white. So why do I look Hispanic? Can someone explain that to me? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand how a Chinese mother and a white father made the world's tallest Mexican skateboarder. Like, what is going on? I have two brothers, and we all look like Diego from Dora the Explorer. My sister, she looks just like Dora. You know, because she's a bitch. And I'm kidding. My sister's not a bitch, but Dora, she's kind of a bitch. Sorry. I mean, why are you asking me questions you already know the answer to? All right. She's not real, guys. It's okay. We can laugh at her. I also think it's funny that when Crazy Rich Asians came out, the Asian American community was like, finally, representation in media. But when they made that live-action Dora movie, I was like, hell yeah! People who look like me on the big screen. It's interesting being mixed. Is anyone else here mixed? All right, sorry. Sorry for asking, my bad. Wait, who clapped? It's hate. Fuck, I should fucking know everyone here. I know your social security number. No, okay. Being mixed is weird. You get this question all the time. Where are you from? I would get that all the time growing up. I still get it to this day. Where are you from? Where are your parents from? Tell me right now. And they're always holding a knife. It's really weird. And I'm tired of the question. I'm exhausted, so I don't know what to tell them anymore. So this is what I do tell them. I just tell them, I am whatever the Wizards of Waverly Place are. I don't know. Does anybody know? Nobody really knows, right? Like, you could look at me for 4 seasons in a movie, and you're like, they gotta address this. This is getting out of hand. And then I'm like, I'll never tell, and you're watching Disney Channel. Also, every time I do that act out, I'm just drawing the letter B. I don't know. Does anyone know how to do the Mickey Mouse ears? Everyone, give me your best Mickey Mouse ears really quick. I said everyone, come on, give me Mickey Mouse ears, yeah! All right, looks like a weird Nazi salute. Don't like that. Didn't know there were that many Kanye fans here. That's crazy. I told that joke last night, same reaction, so. Yeah. I don't know, it's also interesting being half Chinese and inheriting none of the discipline of a Chinese person. Don't tense up, come along with me on this one. Hear me out. Like, my grandparents, they immigrated from China, okay, and they didn't know any English, and they didn't know anyone here, and they moved to New York, and they raised their own family on their own power of will and their own discipline. And I know I don't have that because I have an average phone screen time of 8.5 hours, okay? Like, I don't have that. My mother, too, she's very disciplined. My mom's very disciplined, too. She raised her first son as a single mother, all right? They were on food stamps for a year. She got a second job to get her son and herself out of poverty, off of her own power of will and her own discipline. I took a shot of tequila at work the other day because it was stressful. Like, what? That's crazy. I work from home. That doesn't... Like, what? I'm a skateboarding alcoholic that does stand-up. I look like I'm doing everything in my power to put my family back in poverty, okay? Like, I don't belong. My mother, she's a very powerful Chinese woman. Along with the discipline, she's a very powerful Chinese woman. Here's how powerful she is. I bought a video game from Best Buy, and my mom returned it, full refund, no receipt, to Target. Do you know how many levels of bullshit you need to go through to do something like that? That's insane. As soon as we pulled up to the Target, by the way, my mom grew up in Brooklyn. As soon as we pull up to the Target, she goes, "Here's how we do it in Brooklyn." I was like, are we about to kill someone? What's happening? And she's like, it's gonna get kind of dicey in there. Follow my lead. I was like, we're doing improv now? I'd rather kill someone. Are you kidding me? She takes this video game, she runs in there, and she slams it on the first counter she sees, and she goes, "I need to return this video game right now." And the person behind the counter goes, "This is the pharmacy. I don't know if I can help you." And at this point, we're causing a scene, and a real cashier walks up, because, the pharmacists, they're just a cashier in a lab coat. They don't know what they're doing. And the cashier approaches and goes, ma'am, what seems to be the problem?" And my mom, without skipping a beat, she goes, "My son, he bought this video game for his brother. Turns out his brother already has the video game, and then my son is such a dumb, stupid idiot that he loses the receipt." And I had to play along, so I was like, I'm pretty dumb. And the cashier was like, "Well, ma'am, if you don't have a receipt, I don't know if I can give you a refund." And then my mom, she does the craziest thing ever. She stomps her foot, and she goes, "Gong he fa choi, gong he fa choi, gong he fa choi." For those of you who don't know what that means, that is just Chinese for Happy New Year. Okay? And this cashier was white, and they've never received a red envelope before, so they start freaking out, okay? They start freaking out. They call their store executive, and they go, "There's an Asian woman here, and she's casting spells. I don't know what to do." And the store executive on the phone goes, "Dude, she was there last week. Weird stuff's going on at my apartment. Just give her the refund. Just give her the refund." And we got the refund at that point. We got the refund. Yes. Yes. It was amazing. Me and my mom, we run outside. I'm doing a little dance. I'm high-fiving. I was like, "Mom, that was crazy. Are we actually the Wizards of Waverly Place? Like, what is going on?" I've been saying that as a bit. That's wild. Yeah. That's the Chinese side of my family. Very magical. The white side of my family can best be described as Christians Against Tattoos. That's the best way. They are the admins for that Facebook group. My grandfather used to grill me all the time for my tattoos. He'd be like, "What do these tattoos mean? Why'd you get them? What's the significance of them?" And it's like, dude, I don't know. I'm just trying to get pussy in Bushwick. Can we just... If she's got bad posture and a nose ring, I'm winning, dude. Let me just I'll download CoStar right now. Like I don't. Oh, cool. You're a Capricorn. Well, guess what? I'm a liar. So let's. But my grandfather, he had a tattoo, and he approached me with this tattoo. He was like, "You see this tattoo? Biggest regret of my life." And I was like, "You clearly didn't use Aquaphor. That's on you. That's not me." That's not what I said. But he went on. He went on, and he goes, "You see this tattoo? I got this tattoo the night before my deployment in World War II. I was drunk, and I was showing off for the soldiers in my platoon, and it's the biggest regret of my life. I get this tattoo, and we fly out to Germany the next day. Biggest regret of my life." I was like, "It sounds like you regret going to war." That's not what I really said. What I really said, I said, "Pop, I think your tattoo is really cool. I think it commemorates your bravery." And he was like, no. And I was like, "I think it does. All my tattoos commemorate is that my roommates had a tattoo gun. So I think you're doing better than me." And he goes, no. I regret it. And I was like, "What do you regret? Do you regret that it says white power? Like, I don't understand." I'm kidding. That's not what it said. What it said is, "The South will rise again," and the lettering was beautiful. It was... To be honest, I don't know what it said. No one really knew what it said. Because here's the thing. When you get a tattoo, they tell you 3 things for aftercare, right? Wash it twice a day, lotion it twice a day, and the third thing, the most important thing, is don't go outside. Guess where World War II was? So I don't know. I don't know what his tattoo said. Pop was a sweet man, though. He was worried about me moving up to New York to do comedy and stuff. He was like, "Be careful up in New York. Those native New Yorkers are very gritty." And I disagree. I think native New Yorkers are very nice. One time I was walking in Manhattan, and this unhoused guy, he walked up to me, and he goes, "Oh, I can't stand all these rich people in Manhattan. I just need $4. I just need $4 to do my laundry. Can you help me?" I said, "Yeah, I might be able to help you. What's your name?" And he goes, "You know the grocery store, Morton Williams?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "My name's William Morton. I am the reverse of that grocery store." Which, first of all, I did not know you could identify yourself that way. Like, I would never identify myself as the reverse of anything, even if my name was Joe Trader or something. That's wild. That's wild. Oh my God! No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Did that scare you? Were you? You're fine. Do you want to? You can pick it up. Everybody's watching. Did you do a good job? It's okay. This audience is rarely supportive. That's awesome. Because I got 15 minutes of anti-Semitism coming up. I'm kidding. I am kidding. But he goes on. We're talking to this guy, William Morton. He goes on. He goes, "My name's William Morton. I used to be a famous artist. I used to have a great life, but then I lost it all. Google me after this. You'll find my artwork. Google William Morton after this." We exchanged a few more words. I gave him some cash. We go our separate ways. And I Googled him. And it's true. It's true. William Morton is a famous artist. He's a famous artist in the United States, born in 1864. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at our friend William. I'm more so mad at myself because when he said, "I'm an artist," in order to try and relate to him, I said, "Me too." And he was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I tell jokes into a microphone. I'm a comedian." And he was like, "Do not say that. That is not an art. That is a hobby at best. Do not say that." And I got in an argument with him. I was like, "It is an art." And we started arguing at this point. We go back and forth. It is. It isn't. It is. It isn't. And we went back and forth until we started a podcast. So things are good. Check us out on Spotify. We're called The Rogan Joe Experience. It's pretty cool. I go on a lot of walks. I was just to clear my mind. I run into a bunch of people. I was walking in my neighborhood the other day, and I walked by this group of cops, and they all had AirPod Pros in. And I was like, "Bro, we got to defund the police. This is getting out of hand." Regardless of how you feel about cops, what is going on over there? Like, I get so confused by how, like, they run. I mean, the racism's bad. Trust me, the racism's bad. But, like, I'm confused by how they run things. Like, why are cops on horses? Has anyone asked this? Like, why are you doing your job on a beast? Like, if I was up here standing on a lion, you would be like, "John, just use your legs. What are you..." It's dumb. Why are cops on horses? Also, horses don't exist in the city, so they got to go out of the city and pull the horse back into the city, and then send it to like cop camp, and then make it racist, and then they gotta, and then for what? What do the horses do at that point? They don't even go fast. Has anyone seen a cop on a horse go fast? Never. You've never seen it happen. Because here's the thing: if I saw a cop on a horse go fast, I wouldn't be like, "Oh no, a crime just happened." I'd be like, "Oh no, the British are coming." Like, that's insane. They don't even go fast. They trot at best. And horses, when they're trotting in the middle of the street, it's so loud. It's so loud. And then they shit in the street. They just shit in the... Have you guys ever seen a horse shit in the street? Have you ever seen a horse's poop? It looks like a sweet green salad mixed in with the inside of a vacuum cleaner. It is just dusty. It is just dusty grass. What are you doing? It's so frustrating. And here's the other thing. Oh, I can't get mad at the horse cop for shitting in the middle of the street, but the cops can get mad at me for shitting in the middle of the street. That's messed up. Here's the thing. Have you ever, like, a horse's shit will not leave the street, dude. It just stains the street. Do you know what it takes to stain the street in the city? That is insane. I shit in the street. I shit like a deer. I'm very dehydrated, okay? I have a very forgettable poop. One downpour, it's gone. It takes a hurricane to get rid of a horse's poop. Are you kidding me? It is just so frustrating. Also, here's another thing that frustrates me. Why do parking meter cops all have childbearing hips? Has anyone... What's up with that? They just walk up to the parking meter like this? That's insane. You shouldn't be writing me a parking ticket. You should be modeling denim. Like, what is going on? Here's another thing. One time I was telling this joke, and someone came up to me afterwards, and they were like, you know the horses go fast in the movie Elf. What are you saying? Your source is a children's movie. And who was the criminal they were chasing after? Santa Claus! Like, what? I'm sorry for yelling. I know you don't like it when I yell. I'm sorry. But when I start reciting my manifesto, I just get really excited. The last page of my manifesto says, vote Kamala Harris 2024. That's what it says. I don't care for cops. I don't care for them. I do like how every time I walk through Washington Square Park, an NYU student will light a J, hit it, and then just blow the smoke in a cop's face. You should have never legalized weed in this city. Is this a weed smoking crowd? Do people smoke weed here? Okay, yeah, cool. My favorite thing, I love being high. My favorite thing is to play life on expert mode. You ever done that before? It's when you smoke as much weed as possible and then try to take a shower as fast as you can. Right now, my personal record is 60 minutes. I'm trying my best. I wish smoking weed was still cool, though. Potheads made it uncool. Smoking weed became uncool as soon as we let potheads name strains of weed. Because here's the thing. I was walking in Washington Square Park once, and this guy approached me and was like, yo, you want some cheetah piss? I was like, what did you just say to me? And he was like, it's that za, bro. I was like, this is a culture that has gone too far. I don't like potheads, because potheads, they're like finance bros. Like, if I get stuck in a conversation with them at a party, it's going to make me wish I owned a gun, okay? Here's the thing, I would never shoot anyone with a gun. But I would just, like, click it, you know? For that power. I don't know. All right, I lost a lot of you guys on that one. That's fine. Is New York weed good? Do you guys think New York weed's good? All right. Sorry. I'm an undercover cop, so good. You passed the test. I went to LA, and I think the LA weed was the only good thing there. LA, has anyone else what the fuck am I saying? Has anyone else here been to LA? Yeah. Oh, Michael's from LA. Boo. LA is mid. LA is just, everything there is just mid. Traffic is dumb. The housing is stupid. The people there are mid. In-N-Out Burger, kind of mid. It's delicious, but it's kind of mid. Here's another thing. I tried In-N-Out Burger, and then I did not take a dump with clothes on for 2 weeks. Do you understand what I'm saying? In-N-Out Burger, every dump after In-N-Out, you know what I'm talking about? That fully nude dump where you take your shirt off, you kick your shorts to the side, and then you pray to God. That's... Every dump after In-N-Out Burger is like the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. I took a dump and it was a threat to Eastern Europe. Like, there's more. I took a dump and they had to scrub me like I just came from a nuclear fallout site with brooms. All right, cool. I had like 6 more, but it's fine. We'll just... LA's mid. Weed was good. I had to quit weed. It was just making me sleepy all the goddamn time. I quit weed, and I'm still fucking sleepy, dude. Like, I fell asleep at a funeral recently, which I feel like, I feel bad because the person that you're going to see, I mean, they're sleeping forever. Like, least I could do is stay awake for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? I felt bad. But here's the thing. It made me think about my funeral. I want my funeral to be super exciting. I want my funeral to have a moon bounce. That's what I want. And then take my lifeless body, put it in the moon bounce, and then double bounce me into the sky. And then afterwards, punk show. Get a punk band in there. Let's start a mosh pit. You know how people sometimes have a dying wish? They're like, oh, my dying wish is to have my family around me. No, my dead wish is to throw my body into a mosh pit. Because I'm not going to mosh when I'm alive. That's going to hurt. And throw my body in the mosh pit, and then to close out the funeral, open mic. I think $5, 5 minutes, run your bits by me. But here's the thing, here's the catch. You have to do your act outs on my body, like Weekend at Bernie's. That's what you have to do. The funeral I fell asleep at was my grandfather's funeral. And this is about to take a right turn. I hope you guys are ready. I fell asleep at my grandfather's funeral. I was in LA when I found out about my grandfather's death. Has anyone here lost a loved one that you want to share? You want to share with the class? Who did you? Yeah. Okay, don't play along. I know you. Don't play along with this. Well, here's the thing. When you lose a loved one, sometimes people have dreams about it. Does that sound familiar? My mom, she's a crazy Chinese woman, so she has these dreams. Her older relatives will visit her, and then she's like, okay, well, I think they're gonna pass soon, and then they do, and she thinks she's like this medium. And I had this dream about my grandfather the night I heard of his passing, and I told my mom about it, and her eyes widened. She was like, you got what I got. And I was like, I don't want what you got. And I Googled it, and Google was like, no, it's just your neurons trying to rationalize loss. It's a very normal thing. So I would like to tell you guys about the dream, and then you tell me whether you think it was just the neurons, or if I'm Long Island medium. So here's the dream. I am at the top of these stairs. I'm in a beach house rental in the Outer Banks, and I'm talking with my grandfather. And for context, my grandfather, or my grandparents in general, would rent a beach house to the Outer Banks every year to get my whole family to come along. My cousins would come, my siblings, aunts and uncles, everyone would be there, big family reunion. I'm at the top of the stairs, I'm talking to my grandfather, and he goes, I'm so tired, I want to go to bed, I'm exhausted, I just want to go to bed. But I don't want to miss out on the family reunion. And I go, Pop, just go to bed, we'll see you in the morning, don't worry about it, we'll see you in the morning. I go downstairs, and I'm playing with my cousins, I'm playing with my nieces and my nephews, my aunts and uncles, my dad, and all of his siblings are right across the room. They're hanging out. It's a big, boisterous event. And at the top of the stairs, Pop is looking down on all of us. And he's looking at his children, looking at his children's children, his children's children's children. 3 generations that he helped raise. And we make eye contact. And the last thing he says to me is, fuck LA, do not go to LA. Fuck that city. That city is mid, do not go back there. And then he turned into a helicopter and flew away. So I don't know. Am I a medium? I don't really know. But when I went to Pop's funeral, it really changed my perspective on things because a lot of people showed up. Relatives that we hadn't seen in decades. Workers from his first job when he came back from the war were there. My aunt's gardener was there. I don't know why. Carlos was there, and then he brought his son, Carlitos, so it was fantastic. But it really, and it was really heartwarming because everyone had a happy memory of Pop, myself included. My happy memory was, do you remember in elementary school when your teacher was like, go interview an old person? And you were like, okay. And then the old person I interviewed was my grandfather, and I asked him a bunch of questions, and the last question I asked him was, what's your favorite sport? And without skipping a beat, my grandfather said, sex. Do you want to know what I got on the assignment? A call to the principal's office. That's what I got. Did not do well. But that was Pop. That's who Pop was. He was a sweet man. He said the wrong things at the right time. He was a really sweet man. And at the funeral, I learned his real name. Turns out not Pop. And no, I was kidding. My whole life, I thought his name was Bill Hedrick, and it turns out his name is Charles Billy Hedrick. And I know I started this set out being like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my family. That's a lie. I think my family is the only group of people I truly understand. And 2 weeks after my grandfather died, my brother had his first son. and he named him Milo Charles Hedrick. Because that's what you do. You do that to honor someone who's had a profound impact on your life. And in the hopes that that person with the new name, they have a similar impact on possibly a bigger group of people. And Milo, he's killing it. He's got these big chubby cheeks. He's got this giant head. He's got these deep, deep gray eyes. They're gonna be blue when he gets older. He's just this white ass baby. He's white. He's just white and surrounded by a bunch of Asians. And it looks like we kidnapped him, to be honest. But the thing is with Milo, when you walk into a room, he'll lock eyes with you. Those deep gray eyes, he'll lock eyes with you. And he's trying to figure you out. And then once he figures you out, he starts laughing. And then you start laughing, and then someone comes over and they go, "What are you laughing at?" And then they start laughing. And the next thing you know, the whole room is laughing. And for Charles, Milo, you're off to a great start. And to continue on this point, I know I'm gonna have kids one day. Not that I want kids. My pullout game is terrible. I know I'm gonna have kids one day. And I know what I'm gonna name my first child. I know at this point, and I'm really glad I'm gonna name my first child after someone who's had a huge impact on me, someone that's been a big influence on my life. I'm gonna name my first kid William Morton, the reverse of that grocery store. My name's John Hedrick. Thank you guys so much.